It's time for Losses Above Replacement, the best baseball podcast to grace your ears, with your hosts, Alex.
Gosh, I have so many questions. Also, where's my car?
Splash.
Strive to love something as much as my grandmother loves buying new crock pots.
And Mac.
If you've ever been to Boston, you know that they have amazing ice cream.
Coming to you from coast to coast, it's L.A.R.
Hello and welcome to the first 2025 off-season edition of Losses Above Replacement. I'm today's host, Mathias Kurosaki, and with me, we only have one co-host today.
There's only one of us here today. We are splashless today.
Yeah, one of our pending free agents, Alex Clark, is over here. And,
thank you. That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah, Splash could not be with us today. He said his voice was still a bit hurting from the live stream the other day, which unfortunately I was not on, but I am here.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it was a good time. But yeah, that was during Game 7 of the World Series. Like I said, this is our first off-season edition of the podcast this year. Can't believe it. But Alex, how are you doing on this fine Wednesday evening?
I mean, I gotta tell you, my emotions have been all over the place for like the last few weeks, to the point where I'm in this like emotional whiplash here of I don't know how I'm supposed to feel here at this. Like Seattle almost making the World Series, not actually then making it. Then you have the insane Game 7 that was the Blue Jays and Dodgers, and then also some personal family stuff going on within my household. I'm gonna be real, it's draining at this point, so I'm kind of ready for some just off season here. Like I want to see some good moves coming in. I want to see Seattle add on a little bit, but we'll talk about that more in later podcasts. How are you doing today, my
man? I'm doing all right, I'd say. It was kind of windy this weekend. Sunday was the New York City Marathon. I'm not much of a runner, but I do know people who participated in it, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you're running 26.2 miles, hats off to you. I maybe run that amount over the course of a full year.
I mean, I might run that much over the course of a full decade.
I'm not a runner at all. Yeah, no. I don't know. I had gotten pretty good at running back when pools were closed during the pandemic, but I hurt my knee during that time, and since then I'm very cautious with my running. So
yeah, I'm a lover, not a runner. I'm a lover, not a runner.
Yeah, so I don't really run these days, but I mean, shout out to all you who did participate in that. It's a big deal. I mean, New York City Marathon, yeah. The
closest thing that I run is tabletop games for friends. Like
that's pretty fun. Yeah.
I mean, I do run I mean, don't get me wrong. I still play ball, but I am not a good runner in those. And a lot of times they lift me for a pinch runner because that's honestly more just because I've had so many knee injuries over the case where I'm still recovering from my last one that they don't want me extra running, especially on some of these more dirt fields.
I would definitely be a guy lifted for a pinch runner because I was never that fast to begin with. But nowadays I'm even slower probably. I mean, look, if it's just 90 feet, I guess I could get up and move a little bit, but ask me to run more than that. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like you could still stretch out a double. Like, you know,
I could.
You get something in the gap, you can get a double out of
that. I'd like to, race, a couple major leaguers, I'd say, to first or second base.
Who would win between you and Josh Naylor?
Oh, I don't know. Naylor did swipe 30 bases this year, right?
Yeah, we talked about that, but speed doesn't matter with stealing bases. Yeah. I was good at stealing bases back in the day. It's because you just got to watch the freaking pitcher.
Juan Soto, not particularly a fast runner, did steal 38 bases this year.
Exactly.
So
now I
who knows?
Now I just need Alejandro Kirk to steal 30, and my theory will be 100% confirmed.
Yeah, Dan Vogelback should come out of retirement and try to steal that base. He still hasn't stolen a base, so
the last two letters of Labs are B and S. You reverse those, it's SB, which is a stolen base.
Stolen base, exactly. So, anyways, we are going to talk a little bit about the World Series because I feel like I'm still processing what happened. 7 games as a neutral party in this. I know I did not have a rooting interest in here, but from a pure entertainment standpoint, this is the best World Series I've watched since 2017.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, because as great as 2019 was, I feel like the games weren't that close in the 7 games. For the most part, it was a lot of blowouts. I know that the Nationals won 13-4. I believe Game 6 was a beatdown. Game 7 turned into a beatdown. Like, there weren't a lot of close games, but this series, most games were pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were a couple others.
Yeah, I know. Game 1 was a blowout, and Game 5 was a blowout. But Game 2 was close. Game 3 went 18 innings. Game 6 ended on that crazy double play. Game 7 was a 1-run game. So like every Dodgers win at least was a close game. So I mean, just give me your thoughts about this World Series. This was crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This was an insane World Series to watch. And I'm going to be real, I did not watch a lot of it. I was still kind of in trauma after Seattle did not make it. But at the same time, I still watched a number of the games here. And I still was following along with that, whether it be just on like my, phone or seeing or just hearing along with friends. But honestly, I'm going to tell you the main 2 games I fully watched here were the 18-inning game and the final game, Game 7. I say fully watched. I joined in on the 18-inning game in the 12th inning, thinking that I want to catch at least the end of the game. Little did I know that there would be another full game, basically. But no, this was one of those series here that truly you did not know what was going to happen next. Here, I feel like that's the best way to describe it, because you had some stars really ball out that maybe they're not your guys that you ultimately see as do these amazing feats of accomplishment. But that's also meant to say, Ohtani did have a pretty darn good World Series overall. Go back to that 18-inning game, for example, on that. But go back to Game 7. Here, Miguel Rojas hit the tying home run in that. Max Muncy provided power. Will Smith provided power. Here, on the Dodgers side of things, Addison Barger was still a menace. Here, as we've seen all postseason. You've also seen Vladimir Guerrero Jr. have arguably one of the best postseason performances of everyone out there. Here, this was a series that was dominated here by individual performances, and maybe not the ones that you'd expect. Again, I'm going to give one more example here. This is on the pitching side of things. Will Klein here in that 18-inning game
came out of nowhere, yeah,
came out of nowhere to throw 3 innings. He had never in his professional career thrown more than 2, and he throws 3 scoreless innings.
He threw 4.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, 4 scoreless innings.
72 pitches.
Yeah, he threw 4 scoreless innings against one of the most dominant offensive teams in all of baseball. And get this, in the World Series, there is no metric better than clutch to describe how Will Klein was in that game. And legitimately, I know that Freddie Freeman hit the walk-off. I know that Shohei had legitimately one of the greatest postseason performances of all time, going 4 for 5 with 2 homers, 2 doubles, and 5 walks.
5 walks.
I will forever remember that game as the Will Klein game. Because as much as Ohtani was incredible in that one, Klein is the one who kept it alive for 4 innings here after never doing anything like that before.
Yeah, 72 pitches. He had never thrown more than 30, I'm pretty sure, in a game. And he threw 72 pitches. I mean, here's the thing is I remember watching him in Game 1. He came in, pitched in garbage time. I remember being like, man, I didn't know this guy, Will Klein, could throw 100 miles per hour.
I didn't either. And he was a Mariner for a little bit.
Yeah, and he just cut these guys up. I mean, it was crazy. I get it by that point. Springer was out of the game because of the injury. What's his name? Bichette was out of the game for IKF. Kirk was out of the game. They lifted him for a pinch runner. They put Tyler Heineman in.
Yeah. But you still had good pieces, though.
Yeah, I know. It's just that the lineup had been weakened. It's just that they still had the players in the lineup, and they weren't doing any. It was like they offered no resistance. And also, Edgardo Henriquez before that, I mean, he hadn't pitched since the wild card round, and he threw 3 shutout innings. Like that was a game. You know, I'm kind of mad at myself. I fell asleep in the 17th. For context, in the last World Series 18 inning game, 2018, I went to bed in like the 10th because I had a swim meet the next day, so I couldn't stay up. Gotcha. This time I was staying up, and I mean, my dad made it to the 14th inning, which is crazy because he never stays up that late. But like he lasted until 1:30 in the morning. I was like, all right, I'll give it a couple mornings. So I get to the 16th, I get in bed, and I'm like, all right, I still have the game on my phone. And I'm starting to fall asleep in the 17th. I'm like, all right, you know what? 17th inning is over. This game could go on until like the 25th or something. So I go to bed. Of course, I wake up. What happens? 18th inning, Freddie Freeman walk-off home run. It's like, all right, like I maybe I should have stayed up, but it was also nearing 3 a.m. local time in New York. So
yeah, I'll say one thing on top of it. I did not think the game was going to end with a walk-off home run, and not because I don't think either team was capable of it. There were so many shots that were just warning track.
Freeman had a couple himself.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, it feels like the only people that could end this via walk-off are Ohtani or Freeman. Like, Vladdy, yes, obviously he could as well. But, like, on the Dodgers side specifically. Here, because that's the only way how it's going to be a walk-off. So it's like, okay, who's going to step up and be the hero? Because we're seeing both offenses, for lack of a better term, flounder. Neither of them were doing anything in the extra innings.
Yeah, and the thing is also, now that I think about it, Barger was out of the Barger was probably the best hitter in the entire series on either side. Absolutely. He was also out of the game by that point. Miles Straw had come in for him.
I will say Barger, not just in the series, the entire postseason. Barger made a name. He's having legitimately, this feels like he's having the Randy Arozarena treatments here. And now feel that no one really knows here that defense maybe sometimes be a little bit suspect, but just decides in the playoffs to absolutely ball the hell out. Here,
I feel like he's always had that capability. He swings hard. He's good bat speed. He puts the ball when he puts the ball in play, it's normally loud contact. I feel like this is a guy who, over the course of full season next year, if he is able to stick to those adjustments he made in playoffs, he could have a huge season next year because he had a great first half this year, then kind of struggled and wasn't great in the ALDS, wasn't great for the first half of the ALCS, but then when he got going, he was like, you couldn't get him out. So, I mean, Barger's a guy I have my eye on for next year because I think he's going to have like a great season. But but the thing is, there are always, you got to think, or Nathan Lucas did that double into the corner and Davis Schneider got thrown out by a mile, or, you know, what if, you know, maybe they hold him and then Vladdy comes up. Well, Vladdy might get intentionally walked, whatever, yada, yada, yada. You could talk about Barger getting doubled off to end game 6. The IKF not getting a good secondary lead on that grounder that Varsho hit in game 7. There were so many of Ernie Clement's long drive after that where Andy Pages tried being Kelly Leak and ran over Kike to make the catch.
That scared me. That really scared me.
Or I mean, even that bottom of the 11th inning, I mean, the Blue Jays get 2 men on. You could even go to the leadoff man. Like, you know, Guerrero gets on. You think, all right, maybe IKF doesn't bunt. He swings away. But, I mean, this thing is IKF was cold. Like, you know, I get why they bunted.
Absolutely. It was the right baseball move in that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, both teams, like, left opportunities on the table. But ultimately, the Dodgers executed in game 7. They came back. Miguel Rojas, I totally wasn't advocating for him to get pinch hit for there. I mean, that was just, he'll go down with, you know, Rajai Davis.
Yep. And, that's exactly the one I was thinking was the Rajai Davis.
Burke, like all those guys who, you know, unexpected playoff heroes. Miguel Rojas might be number 1. You know, I mean, David Freese, I guess, wasn't super well known when he went off in 2011, or Steve Pierce, that's another guy. Like, there's a long list of dudes who, like, were kind of obscure or maybe not known for their bat that came up clutch. And Rojas,
Absolutely.
he did it with his glove. He did it with his bat. Like I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. I mean,
you want to talk about heroes? Yeah, no, Miguel Rojas has to be near the top of that.
And Yoshi Yamamoto, man, that was
oh my god,
that was I heard that he said he was gonna pitch or he was available to pitch. I didn't expect him to actually come in the game.
I did not either. Considering the fact he threw over 100 pitches the day before.
I think he threw like 98 the day before.
Something like that. Yeah.
But, I mean, still, your arm's got to be tired,
no,
right?
He pitched the day before as well.
Yeah, he pitched the day before. He threw 98 pitches in Game 6.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there's no way that he's going to be able to come in here and be even remotely effective. He pitched 2 innings. He got the fight. He got the save. Actually, he got the win. Excuse me, in that game.
He got the win. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something we have honestly kind of I'm not gonna say overlooked, but just kind of passed over here. Yoshinobu Yamamoto had arguably one of the greatest pitching performances here in World Series history, right next to one Mr. Madison Bumgarner. Like that was the name that came to me the most here. He pitched out of his mind here, including a complete game. And how often do you hear about a complete game of the World Series where every decision is micromanaged to a T, and Yamamoto says, "Nah, I'm a ball out real quick. Hope that ain't." And he just absolutely he made the hitters look silly.
Yeah, I mean, really. It reminds me of the 2019 Nationals a bit, the way, the Nationals in 2019, I've said this before, did not have a good bullpen. They had an elite rotation, and they won in part because David Martinez went to his starters out of the bullpen to help win him games. And this year, I mean, the Dodgers converted Roki Sasaki to being a reliever. He was very good for the most part.
He was a great closer, yeah.
Yeah, and Dave Roberts was not afraid to bring those guys in. I mean, he brought in Snell to start that 9th inning, Yamamoto out of the pen. Kershaw even came in and got one big out.
Heck yeah.
The last appearance of his career. But Yamamoto this postseason, I mean, he was great in the wild card round. He had that blip against the Phillies, but complete game against the Brewers, complete game against the Blue Jays, 6 strong innings in Game 6.
Got and then
2 and 2/3 shutout innings in Game 7 to earn the win. He fully earned that World Series MVP
Absolutely.
award.
Yeah, that's not a question.
That was insane, but
it's so weird also to think about that. You have a player like Shohei Ohtani that in this series has multiple home runs, had one of the greatest games of all time, and at the end of the World Series, nobody was saying that he should be the MVP. Everyone was saying that it should be Yamamoto. And I think there are even people that were saying that it should be Miguel Rojas here for the big home run that he had. But no, absolutely. Yamamoto absolutely made his name in this postseason. Like, don't get me wrong. He was already a great pitcher. He just went from being great to legendary, I think, with this World Series.
And I think he's now made himself worth every penny of that contract.
Absolutely.
It's. I mean, I got a lot of I had questions at first when he came over, and last year he got injured. He had his ups and downs, but this year, I mean, he was just magnificent. And maybe he'll come up a little bit later on. We are talking about awards today, and let's jump right into that.
Yeah.
The awards finalists were revealed for the Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year, Cy Young, and MVP on Monday night. And we're going to go ahead and talk about it. It's going to be the two of us. Splash has sent in his selections, so we will read those off for him. But let's go ahead and get started with the Rookie of the Year. Starting the American League, I feel like this one became a runaway train, and I'll go first here. I believe we all are in an agreement here. Nick Kurtz, boy, this is crazy what he did. I mean, that was 420 at-bats, nice. 489 plate appearances, 117 games, 36 homers, and 1,002 OPS. We're going to be talking about this guy probably when we do our position rankings as a top 5 first baseman, maybe more than top 5, maybe top 2, top 3. 36 homers in 117 games. And this is a guy who came up and didn't hit one for the first few weeks he was in the majors. He hit 36 homers. He amassed 5.4 Baseball Reference WAR in that time. Like, yeah, he strikes out 30% of his at-bats, but or 30% of his play appearances, but what more could you ask? I mean, he's gonna be top 10 in MVP voting. So I'm assuming you have Nick Kurtz also as your number 1.
I do, absolutely. I mean, you talk about what this guy did at the start of the year. Wasn't doing anything. He wasn't there, but just absolutely tore the cover off the ball. And everyone's gonna remember the 4-homer game, obviously, because I mean, it's a 4-homer game. What more do you want? But you take a look at that, and you remember that he's done this from after the cold start, and actually even funnier, even after the 4-homer game, went on some cold spells, but the rest of the time, he was the most dominant hitter in that lineup, which, by the way, remember, included another rookie that was amazing, Jacob Wilson. Here was also one of the finalists, included guys like Brent Rooker as well. You have the A's
Shea Langoliers, he was great
I was about to say Bangaliers, exactly. Like, here's the thing with Nick Kurtz, he has come up and defined a name for himself. It's also funny because at the beginning of the year, there were really 2 names that we cared about for Rookie of the Year in the American League. Those 2 names were Christian Campbell and Roman Anthony. Don't get me wrong here. Roman Anthony also really good. The Boston Red Sox.
He was a finalist.
Yeah, the Red Sox looked incomplete without him in the postseason. But Nick Kurtz has put it at a whole nother level, and I want to make sure I give the flowers here as well. Jacob Wilson, I think, is not too far away. Like, do I think that Nick Kurtz should win? Absolutely. But I think the gap between the 2 is a lot shorter than people think here. But I do think that Kurtz, when we get into our positional rankings at the end, it's getting started for next year, he will probably be in a lot of people's top 5s. And I don't know if he's going to be top 3. It's very possible. But let's let the postseason come to a rest before we get to that.
Yeah, and I think Roman Anthony, if he'd stayed healthy, he was my preseason pick, and when he came up, he made that hold up. I mean, you look at his batted ball data, his average exit velocity was 94.5. He had a hard hit rate over 60%, and really the Red Sox, I mean, that lineup struggled so badly without him. And it's crazy to say that about a rookie who's only 21, but he was their best hitter in the post-Devers era. So, I mean, next year, I think Anthony is going to be a monster, batting near the top of the line for the Red Sox. And if they are contending next year, it's probably going to be because he's playing like an all-star. And then Jacob Wilson was in the running for a batting title for much of the season. He ended up tied with Bo Bichette, I believe, for 2nd in the American League. He's not much of a defender. Like, he's not as great of a shortstop as his dad was.
I was about to say his dad, yeah.
But, I mean, he's like the right-handed answer of Luis Ariz.
Yeah.
You know, he maybe doesn't have great bat speed. He doesn't walk a lot, but he doesn't strike out a lot. And while he chases a lot, he makes a lot of contact. So
exactly.
These 2, this is a strong rookie class. It's just that there is a runaway train here.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's close. It's closer than some people put it, but no, the A's are going to be very dangerous in the next coming years.
That lineup.
Yeah. Like, now you have Brent Rooker, Nick Kurtz, Jacob Wilson, and anyone else that you can add in. Bangaliers doing Bangaliers things. Like, the AL West.
Lawrence Butler.
Exactly. Yeah. The AL West is really becoming a powerful division.
Yeah. I mean, I think I saw someone say it the other day, but I think it was on MLB Network the other day. Kurtz's 162 game pace was 50 homers. I'm not saying he's going to hit 50 homers, but they do play their home games in Sacramento.
I was about to say, it's
I could see him hitting easily over 40. Maybe we'll talk about 50 when we get there. But so we've established our American League pick. We are unanimous there. Let's go over to the National League, and I feel like it's sort of like the American League race last year, where it's a tighter race, not necessarily because the field isn't very good, but it's rather that there's just no clear favorite in my eyes. So who do you have leading this race?
Yeah, so for me, I went with Drake Baldwin. I think that Baldwin is just such a good player, and he's done something that I think needs to be said or stated a little bit more here. He is making the Braves question their own catcher position, which, by the way, is a really good catcher by the name of Sean Murphy. Here, when you make a player that is, I think he's an all-star. He was an all-star, right?
He was an all-star in 2023. He's kind of dealt with injuries, but he's still like a solid catcher.
Yeah, when you make a solidified catcher here, like Sean Murphy, question for his job, you've done something right here. But I 100% agree with you. Like, I'm not truly sold on anybody when it comes on the NL side here. I think, honestly, my second place or my closest to it is Cade Horton. Here, he didn't get to make the playoff run here, but he still did pretty darn well over the season. Went, 11-4 with a 2.67 ERA, 97 strikeouts. Like, not bad at all here. But I think for me, I want to say Drake Baldwin here. Like, I don't think anyone expected him to have this level of production here, especially considering that he was going to be a backup. Well, a lot of people thought he was just going to be backing up Sean Murphy for a while, getting him some major league experience. No, he ran with the job here and is making Murphy move a lot more to first base as well.
Yeah, and Splash has Drake Baldwin too. Really, he did have a strong rookie season, and to do that as a catcher, he's only 24. I think next year he's going to be the starting catcher. Like, no breaks there. I think he'll contend for an all-star game spot. I mean, as a rookie catcher, hit 19 homers, driving 80 runs, having an 810 OPS. It's really impressive. But I went with Cade Horton. Looking at his numbers, like you said, 11-4 with a 2.67 ERA. Only gave up 10 homers in 118 innings, 97 strikeouts against 33 walks. And really, I want to point to his second half in particular. He had a 4.45 ERA in the first half. In the second half, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball. He had a 1.03 ERA and 61 in the third innings. That's a number that we haven't really seen since Jake Arrieta a decade ago. So his impact on that Cubs run, I mean, you saw how their starting pitching struggled without him. It's similar to Roman Anthony. Like, the Red Sox lineup couldn't perform without Roman Anthony. The Cubs starting rotation, when Matthew Boyd, I think, had a solid year, but he was falling apart by the time the playoffs came around. If Horton is around, he probably starts game one of whatever series they're playing in. So to me,
there's
he's
a very real chance they move past the Brewers in the
I thought if a fully healthy Cubs team beats the Brewers.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that.
Yeah, so I'd say Baldwin's probably my number two, and I do want to shout out Caleb Durbin.
Yep,
a D3 guy, Washington University of St. Louis. He was good. I mean, he came over in the Devin Williams trade, and he played basically whatever position Pat Murphy asked him to, mostly on the left side of the infield. He's not a superstar or anything, but he's a scrappy ball player. And
the definition of the coach says jump, he says how high. I love that kind of player. That's
exactly.
Awesome.
Because like I said, he's a bit undersized. He's only 5'7", but to put up, an above average offensive season while also leading the National League in hit by pitches, by the way. He's basically high. I believe it was Robert Floor, or I can't remember which guy it was on MLB Network the other day that said he's basically the embodiment of the Milwaukee Brewers organization.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's kind of there, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with it. A scrappy team that no one really expects to do incredibly well, but they do what they need to do, and they're willing to, get a little bit dirty in order to make it happen here. You're going to take a few off the chin, a few off the ribs, but you're still going to make it work.
Yeah, so let's move over to the Cy Young Award, and we'll stay in the National League to start. Splash has picked Paul Skeens, and I'm going to agree with him there. He was my preseason pick, and this is the best I've ever felt about a preseason pick.
Yeah, come on.
I think it's fair to say Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in baseball. I mean,
I would say it's really close to him and Scooble, but yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, 2 years in the majors, under 2 ERA in both, 1.97 ERA this year, 216 strikeouts against only 42 walks in 187 and 2/3 innings. He led the majors in ERA, ERA plus, FIP, and home runs per 9, and also led the National League in WHIP. Poor guy, though, only went 10-10.
One of the reasons why record doesn't matter in baseball.
Exactly. But I'm assuming that, I mean, is there, I want to shout out the other two candidates. It's Christopher Sanchez and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, both great pitchers, but I mean, is there really an argument for anyone other than Skeens?
If this was not just a regular season award, then there would be a much bigger argument for Yamamoto, I think. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Yamamoto still had a great season. If Paul Skeens was not there, he probably would be my number one. The problem is Paul Skeens is there, and Paul Skeens is just not of this world here. Like we talked about a minute ago here, that Yoshinobu Yamamoto went in the postseason from great to legendary. Paul Skeens started at legendary. From the moment that we were seeing this guy pitch, even in the minor leagues, it was a joke about how many innings would it take for someone to score a run off of him. Here, comes up to the big leagues, and it basically continues. Here, won unanimous Rookie of the Year last year, and now this year's going to be the Cy Young. Like, the only question that I have when it comes to him is who's better between him and Tarek Skubal? Because Skubal right now is also just on another planet. These two arms are defining the American and National Leagues. Here, so, sorry, spoiler alert to who I have for the American League, Cy Young. Oh, no. Here, but, yeah, no, like, that's not even, like, there's no knock here on Yamamoto or Sanchez. Like, these two are incredible arms. The problem is they're playing AAA baseball while Paul Skeens is playing Major League Baseball. They're just different leagues. Yeah,
and I mean, I will say Sanchez is quite the workhorse.
Absolutely,
and you know, he really stepped up with Zach Wheeler getting hurt, and he was great in the playoffs for the most part. So Sanchez definitely gets plenty of love, and Yamamoto, I mean, I had a feeling he'd be good this year. He would make the All-Star game, but I didn't know if he'd be a finalist for the Cy Young. But he's adjusted really nicely to pitching in the majors compared to NPB. And like I said, there was an adjustment period, but he's figured it out. And really, I think those 2 and 3 are very deserving. We'll flip over to the American League here, and I mean, Alex has said it. Splash is the same guy. It's Tarek Skubal, and this is, it's a runaway. I do want to shout out Garrett Crochet.
That was who I was going to bring.
That was, you know, I had questions about him because, while he was great with the White Sox in 2024, they had to limit his innings. He only threw 146 innings. He did strike out 209 batters in those 146 innings, but they were really limiting his workload. He'd had Tommy John before, but this year, I mean, he silenced any doubters, I think, led the American League in innings pitched, led the majors in strikeouts, led the AL in strikeouts per 9, and his one playoff start against the Yankees was just amazing, really. He had that lineup all off balance, striking out 11 and 7 2/3. But, I mean, Tarek Skubal is, if not for Paul Skeens, we'd all be saying Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher in the world. I mean, there is an argument to say that Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher in the world.
Yeah, there's an argument here. And, like, that's the thing is that I think it is a legitimate debate about who is better. I do think that Skeens is better, but that does not in any way, shape, or form say that it also could not be, you know, Skubal. Like, both of these pitchers are just unreal. Like, and again, I want to bring up, like, kind of going back to what you said here a moment ago here. Garrett Crochet had so much to prove this year. He had a major chip on the shoulder. You had to figure out, is he going to be as good as we've all been talking about here? There were so many rumors about it. Is he going to get traded? Will he get traded? Will he be a trade deadline acquisition? Will he be an offseason acquisition? Well, we got the answer. Here, we got the answer. He goes to Boston, and now it's like, okay, you no longer are limited by the White Sox. Let's see what you can do.
And he's got an extension already.
Yeah, he's always gotten his extension because of what we saw this year. He proved himself. He took that gamble on himself, and he hit the absolute jackpot. He played out of his mind. The only reason he is not Cy Young is because Tarek Skubal decided to say, hey, by the way, I'm the best in baseball. Here. And again, you see a lot of similarities here between the AL and NL races on this. It is a runaway with one pitcher that it just doesn't even feel fair to compare them to. Because, again, it feels like you're trying to compare, apples and oranges here when you have a player that is at the level of a Paul Skeens or a Tarek Skubal. Yeah,
and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the likely third place finisher Hunter Brown, who Splash had picked him before the season, and he had a great finish to 2024. He put it all together in 2025. I know the Astros did not make the playoffs, but I mean, he did basically everything he could to step up and be the ace of that staff. Framber Valdez kind of faltered later in the season. And Hunter Brown was just rock solid all season long.
Yes.
And also a guy who will probably come in fourth. Max Fried did very well in his first year in New York. I know he kind of fell apart in the postseason, but I mean, he did 19-5 with a 2.86 ERA. FIP was 3.07. He got a Gold Glove even. Like it was a great, the AL. I know it was a close race, or it was not necessarily a close race. It's a talented field in the Rookie of the Year race. It's also a really deep field in the Cy Young race.
Absolutely. You got so many good pitchers. And funny enough here, and again, I'm going to bring it up here. Don't care. No Mariners, even in this consideration.
Yeah. When Brian Wu. Yeah.
Brian Wu is in he's going to be
He'll probably come
10.
in fifth.
Yeah, he'll be in the top 10 easy here. And I think there's probably going to be some mention for Logan Gilbert. Not sure. But like at the beginning of the year, both of us had a Mariner pitcher at least being a finalist here, and none of them did. And that is because the American League right now is chock full of really, really good starting pitching here. So guys that have really come into their own, especially over the last couple of years. Like again, Brian Wu, I think, is a brilliant example of that, as well as Hunter Brown.
Yeah, and so Skubal, by the way, led the majors in strikeout to walk ratio at 7.3. And he also led the majors in WHIP. He led the AL in ERA plus FIP, WHIP, walks per 9. So he again has a lot of bolded text on Baseball Reference. But we're gonna move over to Manager of the Year, which is an award impossible to predict. I feel like here's my thing with the Manager of the Year and Coach of the Year in every sport is that I'm always weary about people who win this award. All right.
Yeah.
Because it sort of puts a target on your back because you win the award, and then if you don't succeed shortly after, you get fired. Here we actually have a couple repeat finalists. Both of last year's winners, who were Pat Murphy in the National League and Stephen Vogt in the American League, are finalists. In the AL, Vogt is joined by John Schneider and Dan Wilson. And in the National League, it is Rob Thompson and Terry Francona joining Pat Murphy. Now, let's start in the American League. I know you have a horse in the fight here, being Dan Wilson. I know Mariner fans, I'd say fans of every team are quick to jump on their skipper. I'm talking about my fan base too, because Mets fans, there's a contingent that thought Carlos Mendoza should have been fired like a week into his tenure. But talk to me about the Manager of the Year race. Who do you have coming out on top here?
So I'm going to echo a sentiment that you had just a moment ago here. That's winning Manager of the Year puts a target on your back here. I'm picking Dan because of a few reasons here. Because don't get me wrong, honestly, when I was first making this list, I had Vogt. Because I think Stephen Vogt had himself an incredible year, was riddled with a lot of things that a manager should not have to deal with here. A few gambling suspensions here. Just a real lack of class A, if you ask me. But
Oh man,
yeah, I'm going with Dan for the sole purpose here. I want him to have that target on his back. I want him to feel that kind of pressure, and I want to see the diamond that it makes out of it. Because Dan, I thought this year did incredible. He had a team that was, it had expectations, but the expectation was always going to be we'll fall one game short, and he demolished it. Not just with making the playoffs, winning the division for the first time since 2001. But one more thing I need to bring up here with this, and this is honestly my biggest thing when it comes to all of this for Dan. This is going to sound weird. Just follow along with me for a moment. In mental health, we talk about the need to ask for help. If you are able to ask for help, that is the true sign of strength here. Knowing that you can't get it done or you aren't able to do something and you reach out. Dan had that this year. Here, there was a long stretch for Seattle where they were just losing, just for the Etsy Witch, here, just for all that kind of stuff. This is a real thing that did actually happen. The team went to go play it was the Rays at Steinbrenner Field in Florida. Steinbrenner Field, not too far from the living place of one Mariner legend, Lou Piniella. And at the time, Dan said, Lou, I need help. I don't know what to do. I am struggling, and I would love to talk with you and pick your brain about this. And the two had a couple meetings here. And in those meetings, Dan learned a lot of things about how to manage a clubhouse. And the team, it's no coincidence that the team went on a winning streak going through the rest of the season here and won their first division title. I just want to see from Dan, can he manage the bullpen better? Can you manage starting pitchers a little bit better? If he can do that, there's a very real chance he's the best manager in baseball. But I think overall here, I want him to win because he did do a lot of things that have never been heard of, but Vogt is a very close second.
Yeah, it's real. I think all three of these candidates in the American League have a legitimate case. I mean, we talk about I think the Mariners coming into the season had the most talented roster of these three. But you think about, like you were saying, before the whole Etsy Witch thing, they had lost 14 out of 20. It was trending. I mean, some people were questioning if they'd even finish the season over 500. Like that's where it got to. But they fought out of it and went on a tear. And heck, they're one game away from going to the World Series. I know this is a regular season award, but there were so many times where they could have, caved like they have in the past, but they didn't. It felt like this team never gave up. And same with, we could talk about this with Cleveland too.
Exactly. That's what I was about to bring up.
Cleveland was 15 and a half games back of the Tigers at one point in the season. And I know that, again, it was something that was brought up on the show on Monday by MLB Network, which is that you kind of also have dug yourself that hole, being 15 and a half games back. But he had to deal with issues in the clubhouse, players getting suspended, and to battle back and win the division for a second year in a row is super impressive. And Absolutely. He could easily be a repeat winner. I
would not be mad at all, by the way, if he wins. I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Well deserved.
So I think Splash and I agree here, though. I have to go with John Schneider just because we all had them coming in last place coming into the season. They were under 500 to open the season. They had plenty of struggles in the first couple of months of the season to win the division for the first time in a decade, fighting off the heavily favored Yankees. To be honest, looking at the roster construction on paper, the Yankees were the superior roster. I think that he got basically everything he could have out of this roster. I don't know if it's possible for them to replicate it. Probably not, but at least not with the way they're constructed right now. But he gets the edge for me over Wilson and Vogt. But all three of these dudes have super compelling cases. And if we flip over to the National League, I have to go with Pat Murphy again, second year in a row. I know last year Carlos Mendoza was a finalist. This year Murphy again, it's one of those teams where every year it's like, all right, there's no way maybe this is the year the Brewers are out of it. The Brewers were under 500 in May around Memorial Day. They rattled off 2 separate double-digit win streaks. They had the best record in baseball. This is a roster that had no business being the best record in baseball. And Rob Thompson did great with the Phillies, navigating injuries, with honestly an underwhelming offense. Terry Francona, it was great to see him get the Reds to the playoffs. I don't know if necessarily he was the reason why they got to the playoffs. They only won 83 games. But Murphy, I think, is probably going to win by a healthy margin here.
Yeah, I mean, this one, I think you're going to see a lot of the argument of it's a regular season award here for why he's going to win on this. But also, let's break it down here a little bit. The Brewers were a team that a lot of people were like, they'll probably be all right. Maybe they can win the division, but honestly, the NL Central is just weak at that point. So it's not like you're winning the division because you are a strong force. No, it's because not a whole lot of competition. But what makes it all different is the record. The fact that they had the best record in all of baseball with multiple win streaks, like you said. And on top of it, there was nobody that was talking bad about him. Everyone was saying that he was a good leader. The team was saying that he was a darn good leader here, and he helped rally the team, which is what a coach is supposed to do here. I think that Murphy is going to win this, and it's not going to be particularly close because, again, you take a look at the roster constructions for some of the other managers in this race. Here, you take a look. Excuse me, I'm just pulling up a couple more of the things here for it, but you take a look at the Reds roster. They have some pretty darn solid players here, but I'll say they're probably closer to the Brewers than the Phillies, who Rob Thompson has a Phillies team that absolutely is stupidly talented here, with guys like Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber deciding to hit every ball into outer space. Here, a pitching staff that really popped off here, aside from Zach Wheeler, obviously, and even getting some good trade deadline acquisitions like Yohan Duran. Like, I think when you take a look at the mix of how well they did versus what is their roster construction like and what did you make with it, Pat Murphy's just the winner here. On top of it, he also trusted Jacob Mizorowski to just go and ball out like Mizorowski can do. And it doesn't matter if you are a great hitter. If you can't hit 103 blowing right past you, it don't matter at that point.
Yeah, I think, this happens year in and year out. The Brewers coming in with this roster where you're like, I don't know how this team is going to win more than like 80 or 84 games or something. And then they magically win the division. They've won the division for the last 5 years. They lost Craig Counsell to a division rival, and somehow they've got his bench coach taking over. And you do wonder, like, all right, he's been a bench coach. He's been a college coach. What can he do as a skipper? And in his first 2 years as a full-time skipper, he's been excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that he hasn't gotten a ring.
The Brewers have won through the true power of love and friendship. There is nothing else. And pancakes and anime, because why not?
Yeah. So let's move on to the last award standing, the MVP. Let's start in the National League.
Yeah, I was about to say, National League.
I think we all know who's winning.
Yeah.
It's a matter of who's going to be the runner-up.
Yeah, I mean,
because Shohei Ohtani, this is not a race. He's going to win his 4th MVP, and it's going to be unanimous. All right,
it will be. Yeah, man, it's so weird to think about this. Now we have gotten to a point now where we talk about parity in Major League Baseball here. When it comes to the MVP awards, it feels like there isn't any with some of these now, where you've had the same names winning it here last few years. It feels like, and again, 2024 was the season that everyone thought, okay, Shohei's not pitching. He's just DHing. There's no way he's going to win the MVP just as a DH. What do you mean he had a 50-50 season? What do you mean he is the best hitter in the game right now? Here. And So he wins MVP then. Now you take that player, take away a few of the stolen bases, but then you add in the pitching that was also pretty darn good this year here from when he started, I should say. It was not all year. You remember, again, that the award needs to be renamed because there is no player more valuable to a team than Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's literally video game stuff. I don't even know if you can do that in video games.
You can. It's just not very well.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just say it. My runner-up is Juan Soto. It's not his fault the team fell apart. He hit 43 homers and stole 38 bases, led the majors in walks, led the NL in on-base percentage. He may have gotten off to a slow start, but I think overall he was great, and he played the field a bit, which Kyle Schwarber didn't really do either. Kyle Schwarber, though, again, great year. He's going to get a hefty paycheck in a few weeks. I'm curious to see how much teams are willing to shell out for that, but
for a full-time DH,
yeah, I know, and he doesn't pitch like Shohei does, but still, he's
I would love to watch him pitch. I think that'd be really funny.
Remember, he was a catcher. He was a catcher
exactly.
when he got drafted.
So he probably knows a few pitches than if he was a catcher. He probably
of course. Yeah. He also, I believe, was an offensive lineman in football, if I'm not mistaken. He was a lineman of some sort. I know.
Listen, I want to see him pitch now for the sole purpose of a player tries to charge the mound after getting hit, and he just goes, "What are you gonna do about it?" In that deep.
Oh my god, yeah,
and you just see him line up in that 3-point stance, and then just bull rushes here.
I would not want to get trucked by Kyle Schwarber.
No, I'm gonna die if that happens.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so
I will say my runner-up quick is Juan Soto. But honestly, it's surprisingly close between him and Schwarber.
It is because, like I said, Schwarber's team, first of all, won the division. I know that team performance doesn't necessarily go all into the MVP award anymore, but his team was better. Soto, though, from about Memorial Day on, was the best hitter in the National League. And, I think that next year, maybe we'll have a conversation about where Soto can be in the top in the MVP race. I think it's going to be maybe a bit closer next year.
It's funny to think that at this point right now, you're going to have a lot of New York fans mad at Soto, not from Soto, at Soto here saying that he underperformed this year.
Yeah, I know. It's a load of nonsense, man. Yeah.
It's so nonsensical.
I know. I know that
it's the second best player in the National League, and you're saying that not good enough. Yep.
Yeah, I know, and people are going to say, oh my God, that contract, yada, yada, yada. But no, he was objectively a great player.
Yeah, objectively great.
The best player on the roster. And look, the Mets had a couple of great individual seasons. The team as a whole did not have a great season, but Pete Alonso had a great year. Francisco Lindor had a 30-30 year. Yep. Edwin Diaz was the best reliever in baseball. There were good things to come out of it. But anyway, let's switch over to the American League. The only one that feels like there is a race in, first of all, shout out to our third place finisher, Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is great.
Shade thrown at Jose. That's so much shade.
I know. Jose Ramirez was great this year. He had a 30-40 season. He's really an excellent player year in and year out. He just somehow there's always a player better than him, a player or two better than him.
Yeah, it feels weird because for J-Ram, we almost take for granted how dominantly good he is. But the problem is there's always an Aaron Judge or another player that comes out of nowhere to have a miraculous season.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like we're going to get to, later in the offseason, we're going to do our position rankings. And Jose Ramirez, it feels like for the longest time was like the number 2 third baseman. He's finally the number 1 third baseman. It's just getting him to the MVP line. It's hard to.
It's not that even that he's falling short. Is that the bar is just set at a place where people should not be able to get to.
Exactly. And we're looking at a guy who by the end of next year will probably be 300, and that's an exclusive club. So. Let's talk about this AL MVP race. Splash picked Aaron Judge.
Shocker.
I know. If it were in the cards, my friend Joey was going to be on to talk about this. He's a Yankee fan, but
I'm kind of glad he isn't for the sole purpose of I don't think our time limit would allow for the argument that would take place.
Well, there's only one way to find out. But anyway, all right. Well, let's talk about this AL MVP race. It's between Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge.
And I do a dog in this race too, but yeah.
I mean, so the rate stats favor Judge. The counting stats favor Raleigh. Raleigh also is a full-time catcher. He caught over 1,000 innings behind home plate. He did things no catcher's ever done before. Things that no switch hitter has done before. At this point, it's a matter of, do you value the history that Raleigh has made, or do you value Judge being Aaron Judge again with having another OPS plus over 200? So, just try to be, I guess,
trying to be objective
here.
Yeah, trying to be objective is the hardest part about this.
I mean, picking a first and second, I feel like there's no wrong answer here.
I agree. Yeah.
Both sides will probably say it shouldn't be close, but it actually should be close. I think.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyone who says that this is a runaway is wrong. Just objectively, you are wrong and you are biased here. I am known as the Homer fan, and I'm saying this. Here, listen, everyone. This is a close race between two players that have put up historic seasons. Here, we value a lot of what Judge does because he's done it time and time again, and the numbers are just that good. Here, like, again, when you an OPS of 100 is the average ball player. Aaron Judge was double that. You take the production of two average ball players and you get Aaron Judge. That's insane. You then look at Cal Raleigh, who also hit 60 home runs. The first time that a catcher, a switch hitter, a Mariner, all of those have ever done that.
A non-Yankee in the American League, by the way.
In the American League. Thank you. And on top of it was catching almost every single day with very few breaks in there. As you said, caught over 1,000 innings and was a good defensive catcher as well. He was not the best, as much as I want to say that he was here, but he was right there. He was dang good. I will also fully say, this is even before Cal Raleigh versus Aaron Judge here. I fully believe that catcher is the hardest position on the baseball diamond. Here, being a catcher is one that is brutal to the human body here. Squatting down that long, taking that many shots here is not good for you here. And on top of it, you're also calling every single pitch too. Like, unless you're a younger catcher where the coach is calling it for you. No, Cal's calling all of them. He works with a pitching staff that is he has to be different with each and every one of them. And I don't know if you've ever watched, he has a different handshake for every single player on the team, showing just how much he is in line with all that. Aaron Judge is a player that every time that he comes up to bat, you are scared. And rightfully so. Aaron Judge is purely from a hitting standpoint, the best player in baseball. And arguably the best player that we have seen over the last few decades, potentially even more. Barry Bond says hello. But at this one, I'm trying as hard as I can to be objective. I really am. Mac, I promise you. I am trying to be
I'm following you.
Yeah. And my objective side is telling me to look at the letter V in MVP, valuable. What do I value more? A catcher that put up the best catcher season of all time, or a right fielder that was the best right-handed hitter in baseball. And for that reason, I'm still going Cal Raleigh. Let's go, baby! Cal Raleigh.
I had a feeling this was coming.
We're just going to, again, for the video people of the podcast, you're just going to put a new background on here. Again, going to move us over here to the side where I recreated his famous picture of him getting dunked on here. It's absolutely beautiful here, but no, look, again, being actually, objective about all of this. I think, honestly, you take a look at the value, it's Cal. Cal brought so much value to this team that unfortunately Aaron Judge just could not replicate where he was at. Here.
The thing is, I saying that, there has to be a 1 and 2 here. It really feels more like it's 1A, 1B.
Absolutely.
Because, like I said, these guys both are excellent ball players. Aaron Judge, I mean, like I said, a 204 WRC plus. Like, how many other? I mean, it was all the way down from 220 the year before that. Like, this guy is bananas with a baseball bat in the hand. Like, it's ridiculous. It feels like every time he swings, he's gonna hit the ball to outer space. And he got intentionally walked 37 times this year. It's not quite the Barry Bonds 120, but it feels like a lot.
It is.
Cal got intentionally walked 19 times, which is still not bad. But it just kind of speaks to who Judge had around him in the lineup. And look, I think Giancarlo Stanton is great. Ben Rice, he's become a very good hitter. Trenton Grisham, he had talent around him in the lineup. That's the thing, is just that he was so much better than the rest of the lineup that he still got pitched around. And Cal, I mean, look, the Mariners lineup after they got Josh Naylor, especially, it was a deep lineup.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Eugenio Suarez hit 49 homers and was batting low in the lineup. And I understand he struggled after the trade, but he was still objectively a good ball player.
Funny enough, even after the trade, he still had the most. I think he was second in most home runs since being traded here of the players that were traded in 2025.
Yeah.
So he still wasn't even he slowed down, but not by as much as people think.
So, I mean, putting it all together, I think I do value the fact that Cal is a catcher, and he caught more games than anyone in the majors. He caught 119 games. He only missed 3 games in total, which for a catcher is insane. Because most of the time, if you're a catcher, you don't necessarily get a ton of DH days, but he still DH'd a lot this year. 705 plate appearances as a primary catcher. I know it's just plate appearances, but still that's a lot.
That shows the work volume.
Yeah, and also, if it's worth mentioning, he did steal 14 bases. Top to bottom, I think Aaron Judge is great. I have to give Cal my first place vote. But don't get mad at me in the comments, Yankee fans. I think Aaron Judge was excellent too. It's just that I slightly lean towards Cal.
I hope that my preamble to all that lets Yankee fans know that I'm at least trying. I'm not just being, Mariner Homer fan here. Obviously the two are incredible ball players here. And Aaron Judge is a special ball player that, when it's all said and done, he's got to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, let's be honest here. But
he's a slam dunk already.
Easy. He could retire as soon as he hits the minimum and will still be a first ballot.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. Anyway, from there, though, Cal is my pick. Your pick as well as Cal, and Splash picks Judge because, you know what? I kind of saw that coming.
I mean, like I said, there's a compelling argument for both
absolutely,
sides.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, Judge is the close number 2, and then J-Ren is number 3. And then there are other players out there who deserve recognition. One of them is Kurtz. I'd say George Springer is one of them too. There's a lot of talented players in both leagues, but only 3 can be finalists. And those are the 3. But anyways, let us know who you have for the awards at LAR_baseball on Twitter. Drop it in the comment section on YouTube. Losses above replacement. Maybe you disagree with us. Maybe you think Cal is also the MVP and should win unanimously or whatever. Let us know. But anyway, it is time for trivia. It is just Alex today, so hello. I have the trivia segment. So we've been talking about awards. This is sort of a riff on the did he play for? It's did he win the award? I have Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and MVP voting. So I have the Rookie of the Year, the Cy Young, and the MVP. I have 5 players for each category, and you were going to simply tell me Did they or did they not win the award? All right.
Oh Lord, here we go. Okay, all right. What's
Do
the
you have any?
over-under?
I don't know. We'll do it like Charles Barkley, 3 out of 5 on each. All
Okay, I take it the under, but we'll definitely try it.
right, great.
I'm not throwing it on. By the way, I want to be very clear on that. I'm not throwing.
Okay. If you have no questions, let's get started.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, we'll start with Rookie of the Year. Your first player, Joey Votto. Did he win Rookie of the Year?
No.
Correct, he did not. Giovanni Soto won in 2008.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Fun times.
All right, we're going to a Hall of Famer now, Derek Jeter. Did he win Rookie of the Year?
No, I don't believe he did because I think if I remember right, he the first season he was not fully eligible. He was technically eligible. Next year he was not, even though he was the starting shortstop. It's either I have that wrong and he did have eligibility and did win the award that year. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna flip that around. I'm gonna say yes, he did win.
Correct, he did.
Let's go. Okay,
he got all 28 first place votes.
I talked myself into the right answer. Let's go.
He was very good as a rookie at 314 with an 800 OPS in 157 games.
Very nice.
All right, let's move on. A guy who haunts me, but was a pretty solid ball player, Jason Bay. Did he win Rookie of the Year?
No, he did not.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, although I probably shouldn't be, but yes, that'll be my final answer.
That is incorrect. He did win Rookie of the Year in 2004. Had a 907 OPS and hit 26 homers as a rookie for the Pirates.
Mariner legend, Jason Bay.
The runner-up in the voting, who got 7 votes, was Khalil Green, Padres shortstop.
Padres legend.
Yes. And third place was Japanese stalwart Akinori Otsuka for the Padres. So, all right, you're 2 out of 3 so far. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Go to a player that you know pretty well, Ken Griffey Jr. Did he win Rookie of the Year?
Oh my gosh. Oh, yes, he did.
That is incorrect. He did not.
I was trying to remember
that year. Greg Olson from the Orioles.
The tight end for the Carolina Panthers.
And second was Flash Gordon, Tom Gordon, who won 17 games as a rookie. D. Strange Gordon's dad. He was second in Rookie of the Year voting. All right, let's go to the last Rookie of the Year. This guy is a prominent pitching coach these days, Andrew Bailey.
Yes, he did.
He win Rookie of the Year?
I remember that one. Yes, he did.
That is correct. Andrew Bailey did win Rookie of the Year in 2009.
I remember that one for the dumbest reasons of didn't he win it with the A's, right?
He did win it with the A's.
Yeah, I remember always that Seattle would be playing against the A's, and they'd say, "Here comes the Rookie of the Year, Andrew Bailey," and I thought he was this amazing player, and then just kind of.
He was really good when he came up. He was an All-Star twice.
Yeah.
26 saves, 1.8 ERA in 83 innings, but he beat out Elvis Andrus and Rick Porcello, who were the second and third place finishers.
Rick Porcello, famous Cy Young Award winner, if I remember correctly.
Exactly. So, all right, you got 3 out of 5.
So I did the mark.
Not a bad start.
Okay, we take that.
All right, let's move over to the Cy Young. We will start with another Hall of Famer, Nolan Ryan.
Did he ever win a Cy Young?
Yes. Is that your final answer?
Yes. He had to have, right? Or am I being stupid? I guess I'm being stupid. Wow, what the hell?
So you are incorrect. He famously never won a Cy Young award.
What now?
Yes, Nolan Ryan never won
one of the
Cy
best
Young.
pitchers to ever.
So here's the issue with Nolan Ryan is that he's the all-time leader in strikeouts. He's also the all-time leader in walks. And also, if you may recall that in the old ye olden days, wins and losses counted a lot. And Nolan Ryan, his win-loss record was kind of shaky. His career win percentage was only .526. So, yeah, Nolan Ryan got second. He got third. He got fourth. He got top 5 plenty of times, top 10 plenty of times, but he never actually won the award. So, let's move on.
Horrible start for me. Horrible start.
Let's move on to an active player, Garrett Cole. Did he win the Cy Young Award?
Yes, he has. I know.
Yes, he did in 2023. He finally got over the hump there.
Yep,
he was runner-up a couple times.
Yep, he was runner-up. Yeah,
twice. Runner-up to Justin Verlander and runner-up to Robbie Ray.
Oh, famous pitcher Robbie Ray.
All right, let's move on to another Yankee Hall of Famer, Mariano Rivera. Did he win a Cy Young Award?
Oh my gosh, did he? I don't remember if. Obviously, he's deserving. I'm gonna say no, he never did because he was a closer.
Correct. He was runner-up in 2005, but he lost out to the legend himself, Bartolo Colon.
Big sexy.
All right, so you're 2 out of 3 so far in this category.
Right.
Let's go to a guy currently on the Hall of Fame ballot, Mark Burley. Did he ever win a Cy Young?
No, he did not.
Correct. Mark Burley, while he was an innings eater, he never actually won the Cy Young.
I remember that he was dang good here, but I feel like he was also in that era where it was just dominated by a few men.
If you wouldn't believe it, Mark Burley only got Cy Young votes one time in his career. In 2005, he got 5th.
Okay, fair enough. All right, then we take those.
All right, your last player, and this one might be more difficult, Bob Welch. Did Bob Welch win the Cy Young?
Who?
This is the point.
I'm gonna say okay. I don't know the answer, so here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say no, he never did because it was before the award was invented.
Oh my god, that is a great answer. But he did win the Cy Young in 1990.
I legit have never heard the name Bob Welch before, unless it was
okay
in passing.
Bob Welch won 27 games in 1990.
My God, splashes somewhere right now, just face palming completely.
So Bob Welch only threw 2 complete games that year, but he had a really good closer behind him, so he won 27 games, and he's the last pitcher to win that many games in a season. 2.95 ERA. Objectively, was not the best pitcher at all in the American League. Heck, he only had 2.9 wins above replacement, but he won the Cy Young because the voters back then were like, you know what? 27 wins. That's good enough.
Exactly.
All right, not bad. You went 3 out of 5 again on that.
We take that. We take the Charles Barkley.
All right, let's go over to the last category, MVP.
Okay.
We'll start with a Hall of Famer again. Dennis Eckersley. Did he win an MVP award?
Yes, he did.
Correct. Dennis Eckersley could have won MVP the year Bob Welch won Cy Young, but Dennis Eckersley, yes, he did win MVP in 1992. Yes, relievers used to win MVP.
I know. Weird to say, right? Yeah.
He that year had 51 saves that led the majors with a 1.9 ERA, which is good. I just maybe not MVP caliber. He beat out Kirby Puckett and Joe Carter and Mark McGwire in that race.
Hey, those are 3 strong names right there.
Yeah, he also beat out Frank Thomas, who somehow only got 8th, despite leading the league in on-base percentage and OPS.
Again, stats didn't matter back then.
Exactly. All right, let's move over. A guy currently on the Hall of Fame ballot, Carlos Beltran. Did he win MVP?
No, he did not.
Correct. Carlos Beltran had a number of deserving years. He did win Rookie of the Year, but he never won MVP, if you wouldn't believe it. His highest finish was in 2006 with the Mets. He got 4th, but unfortunately that year, NL MVP race was kind of crazy. Finishing ahead of him, Ryan Howard in 1st, Albert Pujols in 2nd, Lance Berkman in 3rd.
Yeah, just a few really good names.
Yeah, Alfonso Soriano had a 40-40 season and only got 6th.
Baseball, man.
Let's move over another Mets legend here, Jose Bautista. Did he win MVP?
Oh my gosh. I feel like he has, but I can't pinpoint when is the issue here. I'm going to say that because it would have had to have been with the Blue Jays. All right, if it was ever at all. He was definitely one of the best players, but during that time, no, he has not won one.
You are correct. He got 4th In 2010, trailing Robinson Cano, Miguel Cabrera, and the winner Josh Hamilton. And in 2011, he got third, trailing Jacoby Ellsbury and Justin Verlander.
For those that are on YouTube, just saw my pop off on that one. For once again talking myself into the right answer.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, you're 3 for 3 to start this category. Let's move over to a guy who I guess technically he's not active anymore. I don't know if we call him active anymore, but Jose Abreu, has he won MVP?
Yes, he has. He won it in the 2020 season.
That is correct. He surprisingly beat out DJ LeMahieu and Jose Ramirez to win in the shortened season.
Yep, I remember that one very clearly, unfortunately.
He drove in a major league leading 60 runs in 60 games that year.
Again, it's impressive given the sample size.
He also led the majors in total bases and double plays grounded into.
Baseball's great, man.
He led the AL in hits. He was really good. It's just I was a little confused to see him beat those two guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely a weird. I mean, to be fair, let's be honest here for a second here. That year just felt weird with all the award winners.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that the AL Cy Young was Shane Bieber, don't get me wrong, very good player, not the greatest Cy Young, and someone in the National League that is now pitching in Japan that I will not name.
Do you mean the Japanese minor leagues? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Japanese minor leagues that apparently only 6 players in the world can hit off of him, and they're all playing against a team that he's always playing against that day.
So, all right, you're 4 for 4 here. The last one, and it's going to be just as difficult as the Cy Young finisher. Jim Constanti is this gentleman's name. Did he win the MVP award?
I really wanted to give a state hits here because another name I've never heard.
Again, I purposely threw 2 names that I figured would throw you off.
Yeah, no, good job.
You have 50-50 chance here of getting it right.
It's a 50-50 shot. Last time it was that they had one here. This time I'm going to say that he did not win. I'm gonna take the gamble on both being no.
Okay, well, Jim Constanti did win the MVP award.
You yes on both? Oh, you bum! I tried to bet against.
I threw this in there. Jim Constanti was also a relief pitcher on the 1950 Philadelphia Phillies. He went 16-7 with 22 saves, only 56 strikeouts and 152 innings with a 2.6 ERA, but he did throw 152 innings as a reliever. The rest of the field that year, Stan Musial in second, Eddie Stanky in third, Del Ennis in fourth, Ralph Kiner in fifth. This is a loaded field. He beat out Duke Snyder, Gil Hodges. This was a really good field.
Wow.
And somehow they gave the award to a relief pitcher.
Respectfully,
like he was good, but did he deserve 18 of 24 possible first place votes? I don't know. But you did get 4 out of 5 on that category. Overall, you got 10 out of 15. That's 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll gladly take that. I will also say that during that one, legitimately the only thing that was going through my head was the original who he played for clip where they went Aaron Brooks.
Yes.
And Barkley just looks like, huh?
You gotta play in China or Japan.
He's like, that's what the name of the team. Guangdong Tigers. Ni hao! Ni hao! Shout out to Barkley and Shaq.
Barkley and Shaq, man.
Oh my god, that is a duo that America needs.
Exactly.
Thank you for putting the trivia together, Mac. That was fun.
Yeah, no, I had a good time putting it together.
I did better than I thought I was gonna do.
I thought you did. You performed admirably. 10 out of 15 is not bad.
Yeah,
2 out of 3 ain't bad. You know.
So I'll tell you again. What was the name of the last player again?
Jim Constanti.
I legitimately thought you were gonna turn that into a D's nuts joke. I thought that was like Jim Constanti's nuts.
Oh my god. That's not remotely in my head there, actually.
God, is this just the internet rot, like the brain rot?
Brain rot, yeah.
Gosh. Oh. At some
The
point,
brain
I'm
rot
gonna
is
start
off the
doing
charts
6,
these
7
days.
jokes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, next you're gonna say 6'7" or something.
Nope. I have standards.
Yeah,
I have standards, as in making D's nuts jokes. Got it. Cool.
Exactly.
On podcast for all to hear.
Precisely. All right. Well,
this is the least professional podcast I think I've ever done in my life.
Anyway, that's everything we had planned for, but we do end out every show with the moment to ourselves, which is the 60 seconds to talk about whatever the heck is on your mind. It doesn't even have to be sports or baseball related. So, Alex, do you want to go first
sure,
here?
Why not? Let's do it.
All right, great.
All
Let me get your my timer ready.
All right, give me a countdown when you are good to go.
Your timer will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
I want to talk about a couple things here, and apologies for getting rid of the fun mood on this. It's more about a little more serious on this one. Make sure you don't take things for granted as much as people do. Again, I had a pretty serious scare with a family member very recently, and I don't even remember how the last time I was that scared. Here, thankfully, everything is fine. But again, just another one of those hug your loved ones and never take anything for granted. Second one, I'll end on at least a somewhat positive note here. Karma is very real. I'm a firm believer in this. Do good and good will come onto you. Not for will come on whatever it is. Because on top of it, not even just like of the superstitious aspects of it, but more in the idea of the more good things you do, more people will see you do good things and will see that you are good in essence there. Here, which then, by putting yourself in better situations, is going to turn you into having more good opportunities here. And very recently, again, like I've been trying, like not trying to like raise my karma or anything. I just like trying to be nice to people, all that. And I got hit today with what I can only say is an act of karma. And I can't talk about it too much here, but something that I had lost full hope in years ago came back to me today and was something that I think legitimately can change the course of my life if done correctly. So again, just keep going here. Karma is real, and just be a good person. Like there's really nowhere else that you need to go. Just be fun, be happy, and help people out. The greatest joy in life is giving.
Yeah, and it costs $0.
It costs $0.00 to be nice. It also costs $0.00 to not be a jerk.
Yeah. And I live in New York, so I encounter all sorts of interesting things on a daily basis, taking the subway and all that.
There's a lot of people there that maybe not know about the price tag.
Probably not.
Fair enough. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
All right, your time begins in 3, 2, 1, begin.
So Syracuse basketball underway, and it's almost making me forget about the football season. Because I mean, Kyan Anthony, he may not be what his dad was, but he looks like he is born to play basketball. Looks like a complete natural on the basketball court. Donnie Freeman is proving why he was such a highly touted freshman last year. And unlike last year when they had to fight tooth and nail to beat Lemoyne in the season opener, they blew out Binghamton on night one. I know you might say, all right, well, that's just Binghamton. Let's take a look. Boise State lost to Hawaii Pacific, which is a D2 school. TCU lost to University of New Orleans. These games are not gimmies necessarily. Every team is going to go out there and try their best. And Syracuse went out there and won handily. I'm not saying this is necessarily going to be like the team that goes back to the national championship or anything, but it feels like night and day compared to last year. Night and day compared to the football team, respectfully. I hope the football team turns it around, but losing your starting quarterback and not really having a great replacement is hurting big time. But yeah, I'm just really excited. It's been a while since I've been excited to watch Syracuse basketball. And here we are. We have, I think I have sufficient entertainment for my baseball offseason between the Knicks and Syracuse and the NFL. And hopefully it gets me to opening day because how many more days do we have? 140? Waiting for that to end.
Yeah. I am very much excited for opening day as well as World Baseball Classic.
Oh, yeah. How could I forget? Yeah.
I think we are officially less than 125, but
we are.
Still a massive number to work with.
Yeah, and I know that us Mets fans are scarred by what happened in the last World Baseball Classic, but I'm looking forward to watching it. All right, this is going to be. I mean, this is probably the most star-studded field we'll have. I know even just looking at Team USA alone, you have so many great players. I mean, heck, we talked about Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh a lot. They're going to be on the same team.
I think they're co-captains of the team, the American League team. American team.
Yeah, Paul Skeens, Bobby Witt Jr. Like it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
It's gonna be. I know I like parody as well, but I really think we're just gonna see a USA versus Japan again.
Yeah, or the Dominican Republic, or
Dominican could definitely make a big run at it.
I mean, I think Puerto Rico is gonna be good again. It's gonna be great.
I think Venezuela as well could probably make a good.
Venezuela is probably gonna be really good too.
Yeah.
Mexico could have some players too. Cuba's always competitive. Like, it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
I love watching the World Baseball Classic, but I will still never forget the electrician that struck out Shohei Ohtani.
Exactly, and the Czech Republic will be back in the tournament too. So Czech Republic, Great Britain.
Harry Ford played for Team Great Britain.
Great Britain.
His name of Sir Harry Ford.
Bader playing for Team Israel. Nicaragua is going to have some ballers too.
You think Captain Kirk Neuenhuis is going to come out of retirement again to play in the World Baseball Classic?
I hope.
That would be the best thing. That would be the best thing.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Make sure to follow Splash at Mr. Splashman19 on Twitter. Follow Alex at the Sports Guy 242. Follow myself at Mathias_A_K. And follow the collective LAR Twitter account at LAR_baseball. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Tell us why you like it or don't like it. Maybe we'll get more live streams from us this offseason. Who knows? Make sure to leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Show us some love. Anyways, for all of us at LAR, thank you all for listening. Stay safe and hope to see you all real soon.
Have fun.